warm welcome to all the dignitaries on and off dais, to the delegates from across the world, the participants and child rights enthusiasts, to the ninth conference of the International Society for Child Educators. Today we have with us Honorable Mr. Justice Chakradhari Sharan Singh, Chief Justice of the Odisha High Court. Honorable Mr. Justice Madan Lokur, former Judge, Supreme Court of India. Ms. Mandakini Karat, Chairperson, Odisha State Commission for Protection of Child Rights. Mr. William Handlin, UNICEF Bhubaneswar, board members of ISKI, notable professionals and academics in the field of child rights. The theme for the ninth conference is Global Childhoods, critical perspectives promoting theoretical, empirical, and policy understandings. We are happy to announce that we have over 80 delegates from over 24 countries across the world. We at NLUO are extremely proud to be hosting the first ever ISKI conference that has happened in India. Ladies and gentlemen, we now commence the event with the lighting of the lamp. The symbolism of the lighting of the lamp in the Indian tradition is to spread knowledge and wisdom and dispel the darkness of ignorance. I request all dignitaries on the dais to step forward for the lighting of the lamp.
And now I request Professor Ved Kumari, Vice Chancellor NLUO, to welcome all the guests. And now invite Professor Ved Kumari to deliver the welcome address.
Honorable Chief Justice of Odisha High Court and Chancellor of National Law University, Odisha, Honorable Chakravarti Sharan Singh Jain, former Judge and Chairperson of Child Welfare Committee of the Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justice Mala Lokoji, Chairperson of the Odisha State Commission on Child Rights, Srimati Gulrani Mukherjee, Chief of the Field Office Odisha of UNICEF, Mr. William Hamlin, senior officials, delegates, distinguished guests, faculties, and students of NLUO and other universities, and all others present here. Namaste. Namaste is one word greeting that works for the morning, afternoon, and the evening. It also works as a greeting as well as a goodbye. It means that I bow to you, bow to God and the goodness inside you. So, namaste once again to all those present here and those others who are joining virtually. It is with great honor and privilege that I welcome you all to the 9th Conference of the International Society for Child Educators on my own behalf and on behalf of the National Law University Odisha. I am delighted to extend a warm greeting to each one of you. We, the NLUO, don't aim just to be the foremost institution in legal education, to produce good law and justice officers, but we also strive to be an institution committed to shaping and creating professionals and citizens who are good and thinking human beings who may contribute to shaping the state, society, and the world as we want it to be. The theme of this year's conference resonates profoundly with the core values of our university and underscores our commitment to promoting welfare, rights, and happiness of children globally. In this line of international conference being held for the first time in India, eminent researchers, policymakers, practitioners, and activists are going to present the voices of children and their perceptions of the world. More than 80 delegates from 24 countries spread across all the continents of the world are here to participate in this magnificent conference. And NLUO is proud to present this platform for forging networks, sharing of experiences, working with children, and discovering a roadmap to ensuring the best interests of children across the world. I encourage the faculties and students present here to make the most of their lessons, connect with them, and soak in all the knowledge and perspective they have both found. We are proud that we will be unveiling in this conference a few set of publications, tips in their thinking and concern on various issues concerning children and the needs to make children aware of their rights. We are proud of all the three, but the one we are more proud of is the first ever analysis of mainstream media coverage of children in view of the UNICEF manual on media coverage as well as the Delhi High Court lines on the subject matter. It is said that India is a young country with ancient civilization. While 1/3 of its population is below the age of 18 years, it has centuries of tradition and heritage. In the cultural programs scheduled for the evening, we bring to you young children from varied backgrounds as well as professional dancers to enthrall you with their performance. We hope that you will use your visit to India and especially to Odisha as a lifetime opportunity to enjoy its rich heritage, diversity, and culture. I take this opportunity to acknowledge our partner and the conference co-host, the International Society for Child Educators, for choosing our lovely Odisha as the venue for the 9th conference. The work done by IST over the years marks the shift from welfare and rights to children, happiness, and well-being. Children are not just passive recipients of care and protection, they are active participants in society with agency and their values and their voices need to be heard. At this moment, I acknowledge the support of Government of Odisha and our Education Department for their magnanimous support via resources, guidance, and lessons. I thank the UNICEF for unstated support and partnership in this conference, as well as to the NLUO's Center for Child Rights. We are grateful to the Odisha State Commission for Protection for Child Rights for the support for the conference and beyond. The one person who has been the backbone in the organization of this conference is Dr. Ishia Hare. Ishia, as well as necessarily beyond the call of duty, I acknowledge her valuable contribution in this conference. However, the conference would not have been possible without my numerous colleagues, student volunteers, and facility staff who have worked tirelessly and devoted innumerable extra hours for the smooth journey leading to this conference. I'm not blaming anyone for the fear of leaving someone, but I thank each one of you from the bottom of my heart for making me proud by your teamwork and leadership. In closing, I extend my sincere gratitude to all our sponsors, especially Odisha Mining Corporation, for hosting the gala dinner tonight. Together, let us embark on this journey of knowledge, practice, and advocacy as we strive to create a world where every child can flourish and reach their full potential. Thank you, and I wish you all a productive and inspiring conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Vivek. I would now like to extend that invitation to Professor Monica Kasari, co-chair of the International Society for Child Indicators, to provide us with insights about the conference. You can hear me, not see me. That's what happens when you're in vertical challenge. Thank you for the opportunity to present gratitude and encouragement for the next 3 days. I am with Professor Asher Venarie, co-chair of the International Society for Child Indicators, and I'll take just 2 minutes to thank first Professor Kumari and Professor Karen for your leadership and your intense work over the last 2 years. We've had very early meetings, very late meetings, and we've seen this progress, and it's wonderful that it's celebrating. ISKI was born in 2006. We've come a long way. This is the 9th conference. It's very exciting to reconnect with friends and to make new friends. We believe, as Professor Kumar said, that young people are to be heard, that we cannot just keep aggregating the information. We need to see the world from their own perspectives, and this is what ISKI is here for. Whatever is your method, whatever is your discipline, is a commitment to creating that space for young people, as you stated, to influence decision making for policies, for service provision, and for advancing research. I will, as I said, not take a lot of time, but I want to encourage particularly those who are newcomers to the conference that the others already know, to take the in-between spaces, to take the sessions, to ask questions, to create partnerships, to build new research. This is one of the advantages of having these sites of conference, is that we get to know each other. And it's not only about theorizing about intergenerational relationships or the importance of relationships for well-being. It's about walking the talk and creating those links. I will also take it to thank all the presenters, people who have submitted abstracts, those who are here, to share your work for all the work you do in between conferences. To thank, as I said already, the organizers and all the supporters, the funders, and the board of ISKI, particularly Professor Bond, who has been shepherding as well the organization of this conference. Thank you very much. Make the most out of these days. Good to be here. Thank you.
We are extremely privileged to announce that the Honorable Chief Minister of India, Shri Naveen Patnaik ji, has sent his compliments for the National Law University Odisha and welcoming words for all the delegates here. The video may please be played. We are also happy to announce that many other dignitaries have sent in their messages and compliments for the organization of the conference. We have received messages from Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice B.V. Nagarjuna, Judge Supreme Court of India, Shri Jagannath Sarakar, Minister, Department of Law, Government of Odisha, Mr. Justice Devabrat Das, Judge, Odisha High Court, and Srimati Vasanthi Indra, Minister of State, Women and Child Development. All the messages are a part of this opinion, which we will be releasing shortly, and are a part of the conference kits available for your reading. It is indeed an honor to have with us today Honorable Mr. Justice Madan Lokur, former Judge Supreme Court of India. Justice Lokur is known for his judicial contribution to prioritize the cause of children in need of care and protection, and for his advocacy to bring focus on the implementation of child-friendly standards. I kindly request Honorable Justice Lokur to grace us with his address.
Morning to everybody. Honorable the Chief Justice of Odisha, the delegates who are here today, on the days and off the days. First of all, let me begin by congratulating the National Law University in Odisha and exceed in organizing this event. I think it's extremely important that we discuss issues pertaining to children, not only within India, but also across the world. And we get inputs from people from across the world. I believe in today's event and the conference that we are having, we have delegates from almost 24 or 25 countries from all 5 continents. It is very important that all of us sit down and discuss policies, which is one of the themes of the conference that we are having, rather than have knee-jerk reactions or ad hoc interventions on issues. In India, as far as India is concerned, over the last 2 decades or so, we've been implementing very faithfully the Juvenile Justice Act for the protection of children and for their well-being. But so far, we have been concentrating really on their welfare and necessary for us to look at issues such as happiness, which is one of the themes of the conference, as well as the well-being of children. Over the years, we've had issues pertaining to health, we've had issues pertaining to the living conditions of children in the various child care institutions, whether they are children in conflict with law, whether they are children who are in need of care and protection. But as yet, some kind of a policy has not been formulated. I hope that the inputs that we get from the conference over the next couple of days will sow the seeds for some kind of policy. We have policies regarding education. We have policies with children, parental guidance, and so on and so forth. But really, on a holistic manner, whether we are looking at children who are in school or out of school, we have children who are on the streets, we have children who are being trafficked, we have issues of health of children and other forms of well-being. We need to evolve in policy in that regard. And I hope the contributions of this conference will help us in developing that policy. We have several areas of concern, but I think the involvement of the National Law University and particularly law students, youngsters who are there as participants, who have contributed papers, who are otherwise helping out in this conference, will be of great importance. When we talk about stakeholders, we cannot and we should not forget children who are really the stakeholders. We talk about children as the future of the country, and as the Honorable Minister just now said, that not only are they the future of the country, but they're also the present. So we need to look after their interests, we need to get them involved in whatever we do. And with this hope, I hope that we're able to provide the necessary guidelines for the existing inputs and the necessary measures that can be taken to evolve child-friendly policies and child-friendly laws, child-friendly enactments. So,
To tell them what not to.
HTC. This conference provides a crucial platform for experts, policymakers, and judiciaries to come together and explore innovative approaches to advancing child rights on an international scale. In the limited time allotted, I will shed light on the overarching principles and initiatives undertaken by Odisha to safeguard and promote the well-being of its children with global objectives. Childhood is a foundational place in human development, the building of society future. The complexion and commercial of children are very well, but capital investment in setting a more equitable and sustainable world. India and China are India's contribution to recognizing and supporting children is significant. India's commitment to human
Yes, apologize. I said my heartfelt greetings. Welcome to all of us. And many instruments who have opened together to discuss and deliberate on issues related to children and development and child city. For UNICEF, children is sensitive everything I do. Our motto is we stand committed to ensure the survival, growth, participation, and development of all children. Strengthening the existing systems is crucial for building a better future for children. There are many existing schemes and policies that are designed for schools and its development of children. However, it is imperative to understand the inclusivity and feasibility of the design, application, and implementation of these schemes. I am sure that this conference will set light on why and how we get to meaningful functions of children. Friends who are in inclusion, available the opportunity to meet their possibilities, who is on a journey towards progress and development. Work of this journey will not be complete without a steadfast commitment to investing in our developmental assets. They are precious and holders of the future. It is our responsibility to ensure they are equipped with the necessary tools to survive, thrive, and contribute positively to society. Great progress has been made here and across the world. And we are able to reconstruct without improve access to information. We provide space for children to participate in the However, we need to strive to continue this progress. There is a vision. I'm strong as instructor as a sustainable development. And to me, that collaboration is key. We must forge a partnership between government agencies, nonprofit organizations, businesses, and communities to leverage resources and expertise and data effectively. By working together, we can maximize our impact and drive meaningful change that transcends our village. In conclusion, investing in children is not just a moral environment, it is a strategic investment in our development. Let's commit ourselves to wholehearted faith of this cause, knowing that the dividends of our efforts will yield a brighter and more prosperous world for us all. International University of Vision and Greatness important times today. The strong feeling that some of the United States creators and against the will provide correction and values near the most towards the future of the world nation. Thinking of Jacob's let us culture and together today better and improve for all the children together.
Understanding Criminal Justice Responses, co-authored by Ms. Ronali Shwelabanu Padma and the Professor explores the evolution of laws on child and sexual abuse. Judicial decisions related to POCSO Act and international best practices for handling child abuse cases. It also assesses the
documentation of the forms of act in Odisha, Jharkhand, and West Bengal. The book is published by Routledge Publications. Thank you, everyone. I request IGPS, Honorable Mr. Justice Chakradani Singh, Chief Justice of Odisha High Court and Chancellor of National Law University Odisha to deliver financials. This Honorable Justice Singh's first appearance as the Chancellor of NLUO.
Honorable Mr. Justice, Madam B. Jacob, Kumari, the delegates of the delegates and ladies and gentlemen of the judges, others who have joined this conference online. A very good morning to all of you. Today, when I am standing before you as the Chancellor of Odisha National Law University, I am tempted to share your ironies of life. If my memory does not fail me, it was in the year 1987, fourth semester of my ordinary course. Professor Upesh Joshi, who developed the introduction, would teach us technology and protection. One day, he entered into the classroom with a girl, classmate, if I remember correctly, Sakara Gupta. She was introduced by Professor Vaksi to us as a scholar who would be teaching our 10th class of criminology that day to teach us juvenile justice. The lady was now Professor Vin Kumar. National Law University. Just imagine my situation when a student as the chancellor of the university. This is one. The other reality is that I am resident of one of the states of India, that is Bihar. And Nepal is the bordering country. I have not crossed in my life the Indian border. So I have not even gone to Nepal. And today, the globe is uh, before me. The globe has come before me in the Indian conference. So that is the great opportunity which I am having. On 7th of this month, I was sworn in. It was Wednesday. Today also is a Wednesday. Just 1 week. On 9th, I had to go to Delhi 11th, I returned. In the meanwhile, on the 7th, I was invited by Professor Dev Kumari, and you know, I did not have the courage to tell her anything that yes, I will be coming. Uh, then after 2 days, man, this is not my excuse, rather an explanation by a taught to his teacher why he is not prepared in today's class on the topic. Nevertheless, I am going to make an attempt. I am trying to draw a parallel between the provisions under Part 4 of the Constitution of India and Section 3 of the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection Act. The Point 4 of the Constitution of India, its heading is Directive Principles of State Policy. Section 36 states that unless the context otherwise requires, the state, quote unquote, has the same meaning as in Part 3. That is Article 12. Article 37 says that the provisions contained in this part, that is Part 4, shall not be enforceable by any court, but the principles they laid down are nevertheless fundamental in the governance of the country and exactly the duty of the state. I would emphasize that the principles under Part 4 are fundamental principles which guide the governance of the country and cast duty on the state to apply those principles. Those are fundamental in nature, and we call these principles very commonly TPSP, Directive Principles of a State. If we come to Section 3 of the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act 2015, there is a parallel provision under Chapter 3 which lays down general principles of care and protection of children. And the language which has been used is the central government, the state government, the board, the committee, or other agencies. So if all these are taken together, they constitute state within the meaning of Article 12. While implementing the provisions of the Act shall be guided by the fundamental principles. So again, we say the expression fundamental principles. So what is there? What the fundamental principles are there in the Constitution, which we call DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy. Accordingly, we may refer to the principles laid down under Section 3 of the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection Act as FPFP within bracket J, FP, JP. And what are those fundamental principles? I have reason to believe that during the discussions in various sessions which have been taking place, you will be referring to these principles also, which uh, deal with the welfare of child. Principle of presumption of innocence, this is one principle. Principle of dignity and worth, principle of participation, principle of best interest. Best interest has been defined under subsection 9 of subsection 9 of section 2 and states that it means the basis for any decision, again I emphasize, the basis for any decision taken regarding a child, this is best interest, to ensure fulfillment of his basic rights and needs, identity, social well-being, and physical, emotional, and intellectual development. Principle of family responsibility, principle of safety, positive measures, principle of non-stigmatizing semantics, principle of non-waiver of rights, principle of equality and non-discrimination, principle of right to privacy and confidentiality, principle of institutionalization as a measure of last resort, principle of repatriation and restoration, principle of first start, principle of diversion, principles of natural justice. So, I have reason to believe that these principles which exist in our in the act are fundamental principles which you shall be discussing in your sessions. Those principles being fundamental in nature, and I believe that these fundamental principles are internationally recognized fundamental principles. With these words, I conclude and I formally inaugurate the ninth conference of the International Society for Child Educators. Thank you. Yeah.
As a token of gratitude, I would request the teacher, Vice Chancellor Ma'am, to present the memento to the student Justice Chakradhari Sharan Singh. Thank you, ma'am. I now request Professor Rangeen Pallav Tripathi to present the memento to Honorable Mr. Justice Madan Lokur. I now request Professor Monica to present the memento to Ms. Mandakini Kar. I now request Professor Ben Asher to present the memento to Mr. William Hanlon. Thank you all. To mark the formal conclusion of the inaugural program, I request Registrar Professor Rangeen Pallav Tripathi to deliver his vote of thanks.
Thank you, Nikita. Uh, Conference in general involves three kinds of people. Firstly, people for whom it is meant. So my first thanks to all the presenters, all the keynote speakers, all the delegates. This is a platform for you to deliberate. This is a platform for you to exchange ideas. This is a platform for you to chart a path for the future. And you all responded to our invitation and decided to be a part of it. So for all the delegates, all the presenters, all the keynote speakers who have taken out their time to come here, thanks a lot. None of this would have been possible if you do not decide to make it possible. Secondly, uh, there are people without whose support something like this cannot be organized. People who lend their support either in terms of financially, either in terms of knowledge sharing, and in many other matters. So I take this opportunity to thank the Higher Education Department, Government of Odisha, UNICEF, OMC, OSCPCR, Turnitin, Walter Kluwer, EPWRF, Trans-Asian Magazines, who have all joined us as partners and sponsors in ensuring that we get the necessary support that we needed to make something like this happen. That also includes all the dignitaries who have joined us today by taking their time out and have graced us in the inauguration. Our Chancellor, Justice Chakradhari Sharan Singh ji, Justice Lokur, and Ms. Mandakini Kar. Thanks a lot to everybody who have played a part in helping us organize this. And lastly, uh, those who make this organization possible, right? Those who support, they support somebody. So my first thanks to Professor Ved Kumari, Professor Ravinder Ban, and Professor Damandin Sandhu, who convinced ISKI, and to also Professor Asher and Professor Monica that they got convinced that this conference was being organized. This conference should be organized in India for the very first time, and then also subsequently ensuring that this conference comes to a place like Odisha instead of the regular cities like Delhi or bigger cities like that. So thanks a lot to all of them. And then once they have decided, all the staff of NLUO who have played an extremely critical role for a very long time, working long hours, arranging many aspects of the conference. As ma'am mentioned earlier, it would be not possible to take all their names in person. We have listed them as part of the souvenir. I would request everybody to have a glance at it at some point or the other to acknowledge all of us who have played a role in ensuring that this conference happens. So thank you everybody. Thanks to all the people who have ensured that we are today here on 14th February 2024, a date which was fixed almost 1.5 years ago. And we are about to begin the conference. Thank you everybody. Yes, sir. Thanks to the students of NLU also, right, who have played a very, very important role in all the publications that we are releasing today, right? And in also volunteering for many aspects of the organization and logistical arrangements. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. I now request everyone to rise for the national anthem. With this, we come to an end of our inaugural program. We hope you all have fruitful sessions for the 3 days to follow and enjoy your stay in Odisha and in India. I would like to invite all our esteemed guests, dignitaries, speakers, and participants to join us for a group photograph. The venue of the same is on the pool side, which is on the right side of the exit. Our volunteers are here to assist you. After the photograph, there is a tea break, and the first plenary session will begin here at 10:30. Thank you.